I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terrence Crawford.
Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, was you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boss, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his.
Floyd Mayweather pays a call to Terrence Crawford and practices with him in preparation for his fight with Canelo Alvarez. Floyd compliments Crawford's skills and drive, referring to him as boxing's #1 pound-for-pound champion. Their rigorous training sessions show mutual respect and Mayweather's belief in the ability to win the super fight.
Right now, in your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can't put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion. Something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terrence Crawford as #1.
During a recent encounter, Crawford shared his conversation with Floyd Mayweather. He says that Mayweather did more than just praise him. He offered genuine technical help and inspiring comments. Floyd recognized Crawford's ability, while also being open about the looming task against a seasoned opponent such boxer Canelo Alvarez. Although Mayweather acknowledged Canelo's age and experience, he advised Crawford to keep his best form and stay sharp. The discussion was respectful, helpful, and stressed preparation over praise.
That's a big boy. He's strong. You know, you box good. You can do this. You got this over him. You're gonna have to tighten up this. You're gonna have to do this. You know, it's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you will whoop his ass. You will do this to him. It's never like
yes man type
you know what I mean? It's like, hey, listen, you know, that's a dangerous fight, you know, but
that's the fight.
If it happened, you know.
The reunion of these two boxing stars did not go unnoticed. Fans and analysts quickly caught up on their interaction, creating debate on social media platforms. The picture of a youthful rising champion and a seasoned veteran sharing space was compelling. Many people viewed the occasion as a passing of the mantle or Mayweather's endorsement. The enthusiasm was not limited to the fight. It also included legacy, mentorship, and mutual recognition.
Floyd. Congratulations, man.
Mayweather issued a forceful statement criticizing Canelo Alvarez for previous drug claims, suggesting that the media treats such issues unfairly. According to Floyd, problems such as performance-enhancing drugs are frequently ignored when it comes to Canelo, resulting in a double standard. His words sparked conversations about accountability and transparency in boxing, garnering both support and criticism based on where fans stand.
But what we don't talk about is, you know, Canelo. Steroids. Y'all don't talk about that. So we don't know. We really don't know all the fighters he beat. He could have been not clean in a lot of fights.
Looking back on his fight with Canelo, Floyd noted that he entered the ring at a substantially lesser weight, about 151 or 152 pounds. Despite his physical disadvantage, Mayweather used his defensive prowess and tactical intelligence to control the match. His performance showed how technique and timing can overcome brute strength. It serves as a reminder that he built his undefeated record by grace rather than force.
After Canelo made the weight, it wasn't like it was a certain clause to where he couldn't gain weight. So after he weighed 152 or 152 and a half, I think he came in like 168 or close to 170. And actually I came in at probably like I probably came in at 151 and 152.
Gotcha.
But Roy Jones is one hell of a fighter. You know, I can't get on here and hate on his skills, and knock his skills. He's been through a lot in the sport of boxing, and he's done a lot for the sport of.
Crawford has admired Floyd since early in his career, not only as a fighter, but also as an architect of greatness. That adoration has resulted in a meaningful relationship in which Mayweather periodically gives advice and insights. Crawford cherishes these moments, using them as motivation to hone his talents and copy some of Floyd's strategic genius. Their partnership is a bond formed by shared ambition and mutual respect.
I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boss, keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. I always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting.
Yeah.
I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll be this, that. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plot.
I ain't never been that type of person ever.
Crawford's training intensity is at an all-time high as he prepares for his upcoming big test. Every exercise, from footwork drills to bag work, shows his commitment. Videos of his training show a boxer who works not just hard, but also cleverly. His dedication is obvious in the way he adjusts his routine to prepare for a certain opponent. In this case, a strong and seasoned opponent like Canelo. Crawford's leg workouts are a key component of his conditioning during training camp. Weighted squats and lunges serve as the basis for his powerful movements in the ring. These practices improve both stamina and agility, enabling him to glide across the canvas and maintain balance under duress. The physical strain of leg day reveals how meticulously he prepares for each event.
Nice. All right, run him up.
Good life.
Breathe, pinch and build. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We need to flinch.
Crawford's sparring shows how developed his boxing IQ truly is. Against partners who copy Canelo's style, he uses the jab to control the pace, keep opponents at bay, and set up powerful strikes. He jabs not simply for room, but with purpose. When you consider his ability to swap stances in the middle of a fight, it's evident that he's bringing a multifaceted plan to the arena.
Watch the right hand for the decoy.
Y'all know chess? Fisher versus Spassky? Two of the best, you understand? That's what you watch. Two of the best. Nice. That's how Star work. You know how to work. You know how to get the most out of everything. Good job, Chad.
Promoter A. Hearn remembers an accidental visit to a training facility that evolved into a remarkable experience. What started as a simple drop-in turned into a unique opportunity to see Floyd and Crawford interact. Eddie noticed that, while he had previously met Floyd, the mood was different this time around. There was laughing, understanding, and surprising connection. The interaction also gave viewers a rare look into Crawford's lighter side.
How is Crawford going to be able to bridge this weight gap?
Yeah, I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35. 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. But Crawford's brilliant. Like, he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. But you have to use your movement if you're Terence Crawford in that fight. The last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
Yeah.
You know.
Crawford has faced doubters, embracing the grandeur of the Canelo fight. Rather than avoiding worries about size or power, he addressed them, but not as excuses. He sees the challenge as part of the trip and is confident in his abilities to overcome it. His thought is clear. He is rising up not only to fight, but also to win and silence doubters.
That's a fight because it's a challenge. Yeah. I love the challenges, and I love the people that I hear them now. You too little. You know, Canelo gonna break you. He's gonna stop you. You come from 147. That weight too big. This and that. I can hear it now, and that just excites me to go in there and just be like, okay, let me prove him wrong once again.
That fight would be gigantic. If Canelo gets through Jermell and then you guys fight, that fight would be gigantic.
And it's crazy because, like, in the past interviews, I was like, man, Canelo too big, man. It's weight classes for a reason. And I was like, nah. But in my mind, in my heart, I don't think nobody too big.
Mayweather recently offered serious commentary about Crawford's fight with Canelo. Floyd, drawing on his past experience against the Mexican fighter, urged rigorous preparation. He did not discourage the struggle, but rather suggested that success would come with a measured approach. His perspective gave weight to the conversation, especially given his unbeaten record and in-depth grasp of the sport's demands at the top level.
Terence Crawford jumping up from 154 to 168 and beating this quote-unquote version of Canelo Alvarez would diminish the accomplishment that Floyd Mayweather accomplished beating his version of Canelo Alvarez. Is it two different versions of Canelo Alvarez? And obviously, Canelo Alvarez is 62 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He is obviously bigger. When Floyd fought him, it was at 152 catch weight, but it had no rehydration clause. So you might as well just say it was at 154. Now, two things they have in common is that Floyd Mayweather was 36, 37 years of age. Terence Crawford is 37 years of age, going on 38. So he'll be 38 when he fights Canelo Alvarez. Floyd had already had 2 fights at 154. He had the fight with Miguel Cotto, and he had the fight with Oscar De La Hoya.
Boxing expert Teddy Atlas offer a tactical question. Can Crawford keep enough movement and pace to frustrate Canelo, who is notorious for closing the distance and landing powerful shots? Atlas suggested that Crawford's footwork could be the secret. The question is whether Canelo can adjust to Crawford's rhythm or whether Crawford can stay out of danger long enough to gain a lead on the scoreboard. Bomac, Crawford's coach, reacted to Canelo's disrespectful comments about his resume. He claimed that skeptics frequently overlook Crawford's dominance over once elite opponents. Crawford dismantled Porter, Brook, and Gamboa. Bomac stressed that Crawford never seeks unfair benefits, he fights on even terms. That mindset shows a combatant who prioritizes legacy above shortcuts.
He's tired of me saying it. I look at him, look, Canelo's special too, I get it. And he's bigger, I get that too. And if everyone's gonna say, well, after Madrimore fight again, had a couple hiccups, now he's stepping up another weight class, now he's gotta fight Canelo, who's even bigger, stronger, better puncher, you know, a unified champion that he's been, you know, all of that stuff. He's not going to be able to handle it. I ask this question. See, I go to the other side. I say, okay, yeah, can Canelo handle the smaller guy who's going to be faster, who's going to be slicker, who's going to be better defensively, who's going to have better legs, you know, who's going to be able, sometimes Canelo at this point in his career can slow down a little bit. They're both getting older. I get it.
Trainer Steve Nelson responded to suggestions that Crawford should go up to meet someone like David Benavidez. Nelson disregarded the idea as impracticable, despite the fact that it appeared to be a bold professional move. He stated that picking specific opponents may appear daring, but they are actually calculated risks. Crawford's team is more interested in battles at mixed legacy with smart planning, rather than merely risky spectacle.
Unpack what just went on. Steve Nelson just said, and I'm paraphrasing because you guys heard it, link will be in the description. He just told you out his own mouth, he's like, fans are saying that Crawford should fight David Benavidez or a true 168 pounder. Doesn't make sense. Bud is after legacy, and then he said, and money. So this proves why I don't want to see this particular fight like some of y'all. He just told you. So this is what I call an advanced cherry pick. Now, I know some people, you're gonna start crying. The reason I say advanced, now, it's not an advanced, it's not a cherry pick in the normal sense of like, you know, because this would be an accomplishment if Bud can defeat somebody at a higher weight class without acclimating, right? So it's not the traditional cherry pick, but it is still an advanced, or this is what I'm calling it, an advanced cherry pick, because his own teammate and friend Steve Nelson is telling you there's no reason for Bud to fight a true 168 pounder. He started off by saying Canelo Alvarez started off smaller, like a welterweight earlier in his career at 54, and then made his way up to 68. So that lets me know the mentality from Team Crawford is Canelo, we know he has shown signs of slippage and being a little bit older in his recent fights. Can't put away Munguia, and some other guy did, Surase.
Boxing personality Showbiz, the adult, contested the idea that Crawford's sole major victory came against Errol Spence Jr. He named other notable victories, including Sean Porter. The point was that Crawford's excellence is defined by his consistency rather than a single achievement. This viewpoint contradicted critics who limited his resume to a single night. Nonito Donaire, a veteran fighter, mentioned Crawford's superb footwork as a key weapon. He understood that movement may be the crucial factor when facing a pressure fighter like Canelo. Crawford's fast feet and flexible stance help him to escape exchanges and frustrate his opponents. Donaire's insight provided legitimacy, someone who knows what it takes to win at the highest level. You know, Canelo is the stronger, bigger guy, but in a fight with a guy who moves around, I think Crawford can win if he uses his abilities, legs, technique, and ability. He can win the fight by decision as long as he avoids Canelo's powerful hits. Canelo Alvarez's latest fight against William Skull sparked controversy for all the wrong reasons. The battle lacked enthusiasm, with both boxers combining for an extremely low punch total. Canelo's passivity made fans question his present sharpness. The performance did not show the overpowering force he once was. With age and wear, many wonder if he can still fight with a younger, hungrier opponent like Crawford.
After really the Triple G fight is when we've seen the slippage on Canelo. And over the last 2 years, it's been immediately apparent. It's been apparent straight away over the last 2 years. Canelo's feet have always been slow. He's always been very slow-footed. So when people are saying, oh, it looks like his legs are slowing down, yeah, they are. They've never been quick, but now they're even slower, which is a problem. And Jim Lampley on commentary on Friday night show was saying that one of Canelo's biggest strengths is his legs. It generates power and it helps with his punch resistance. Well, those legs are sliding and that power is diminishing. Canelo hasn't had a stoppage win now since he knocked out Calaplant in 2021. And yeah, he's dropped some of these guys, but he's not been able to step on the gas and finish them. He's not been able to go through the gears. His gas tank, you can put that into question as well. And Canelo Alvarez, come July, be 35 years old. So he is, look, Canelo's been around so long and his real prime was in his mid-20s. So we associate Canelo, mid-20s to early 30s. So we kind of associate Canelo with that. I don't want to say ever young, but you know, he is still young, just not in boxing senses. But he's been around so long, 20 years a pro, and he's been at world levels for probably 15 of those. You're going to expect some slippage. And I think in this fight, an opponent, it was very negative, yes.
That's all for today's show. Stay tuned for the next.